David Blair. Today's unique author interview is with a very special American writer, Mr. David Blair, so let's get started right away. 1 name: David Blair. Website: www.dragonsynthclouds.com. 2 country of origin: United States. 3 do you prefer to read a particular genre? I like all genres. 4 do you write in the same genre? If not, which one? I have written a fantasy, a western, and a contemporary crime drama. 5 have you always written, and what got you started professionally? I got involved in storytelling in the 8th grade. I wrote, directed and starred in a student film called Destination Destiny. I then picked up writing again in my early 30s. A movie producer friend of mine challenged me to co-write a screenplay. And from that point on, I was hooked. 6 how many books have you published? 1, Dragons in the Clouds is my first published work. Although I do have other completed manuscripts waiting in the wings. 7 which one would you like to tell us about? Dragons in the Clouds, of course. 8 why did you write this book and what is it about? Dragons in the Clouds first started out as a project for Puff the Magic Dragon, that beloved song recorded by Peter, Paul, and Mary. I was having lunch with the hairstylist for Universal movie producer Kathleen Kennedy's hairstylist. I mentioned that I was working on a story based on Puff. Then about a month later I read in Variety, the industry magazine, that Kennedy had bought the rights to Puff. Needless to say, that taught me a lesson to keep my mouth shut. Dragons in the Clouds is an epic adventure that takes place in a time when dragons were alive and freely roamed the land. The people during this time were getting eaten by a vicious species of dragon, the meat-eaters. The ruling king of this period finally orders the total annihilation of all living dragons. A powerful wizard named Merlinius does not agree with the king's order, for he knows that all dragons are not what they seem. For Merlinius is friends to a species of dragons, the plant-eaters. So to protect his dragon friends, Merlinius grants a family of dragons the spell of weightlessness and then tells them to fly up and to hide in the cover of the clouds. And for them to only come down at night to feed. An unforeseen ability of the dragon's weightless spell is that their fire now looks like that of lightning and their roar now sounds like thunder. An apprentice to the wizard who has grandeur of his own has meat-eating dragons hidden deep within a cave, and he too gives them the same spell of weightlessness. Now enters a widowed mother and her young son, who also has befriended a dragon, though a very young one. They suddenly find themselves caught between the king's order and the battle that has begun between the 2 species of dragons. A battle that will determine control of the skies above the kingdom of Albion. The apprentice's plan has consequences that may bring the kingdom and perhaps the very world we live in today to a devastating end. 9 book cover and ISBN/ASIN. Dragons in the Clouds. ISBN-13 978-1949,809 17-6 ASIN, B07 KCQ 8173. 10 what would you like your next book to be on? I have a contemporary crime drama I am excited to publish. Titled Meaner Than the Devil. 11 if you could go anywhere in the universe, where would you go and why? The center of the Milky Way. I heard that is the center or origin of the universe. The nebula would also be awesome to get a closer look at. 12 is there anything you can share about yourself or your work that not many people know? I love to write. When I get in the zone, I could write for hours and hours. 13 what is your favorite foreign food? Toss up between Italian and Mexican food. 14 are you, or have you ever been a terrorist? Hurting people is evil, wouldn't have any part of that. 15 have you ever accidentally called your spouse, partner by the name of a character in your latest book, and if so what was his or her reaction? LOL, no. You can read our review of Dragons in the Clouds by David Blair on this site here, meganpublishingservices.com. You can buy Dragons in the Clouds by David Blair on this site here, meganpublishingservices.com.